Good afternoon and welcome to Joy News Today live from our studio here in Kokomlemle, Accra. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144, live around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up this hour, the Food and Drugs Authority is warning the public about a recent major incident of contamination of 2 brands of eye drops. We have details as it says its market surveillance reveals the contaminated eye drops has resulted in the death of 3 people in U.S., but is not available on the Ghanaian market.
That deaths have occurred based on this, and people have lost their sight also based on this. We put this information across, and our market surveillance staff are still going around all over the country because of this.
Treat tuberculosis as HIV and AIDS. MP for NABDAM urges the world as the world marks World Tuberculosis Day today.
There are about 93 districts that do not have the TB expert machine. And that is affecting our ability to diagnose the disease. And so we are expecting that we should put in an effort to get this machine.
So in this bulletin, the Golden Star Wasa Limited says it will cost the company $30 million to operationalize the Benso site after Galamsey's vandalized the site on 16th March this year.
Off the top of my head, physical costs, we're running into millions of dollars, close to 30, okay? And we haven't even recovered what we have already put in from last year. We haven't even recovered 50% of that, much more say, oh, we'll just put in back what we've recovered. No.
Also, residents of Weja and users of the Accra Cape Coast Highway are angry at the seeming lack of urgency by authorities to prevent the flooding of sections of the road anytime it rains.
Here, this is the big gutter connected to the West Mall here. Then descend to the main entrance, to the traffic lights. And then when it rains like this, the flood is very huge.
Details of these plus business, sports, and showbiz making up this bulletin. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. My name is Samuel Kojo. Brace, please stay with us for details. Now, the Food and Drugs Authority is warning the public about a major incident of contamination of 2 brands of eye drops, the Exria Care Artificial Tears and Delsam Farmers Artificial Tears, owned by Global Pharma. Now, according to the FDA, the Global Pharma has since issued a voluntary recall of the product. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has also classified the incident as an outbreak. Now, my colleague Joseph Akable joined us earlier with details of the statement issued by the FDA.
It's been classified as such because of what has transpired since it detected this contamination. So we are told that the eye drops were found to contain drug-resistant bacteria. And again, we are being told that it's suspected to have led to 3 deaths and vision loss in 8 patients. So this is the reason why that part of the statements from the FDA is indicating that it has been classified as an outbreak. The first indicates that the products are not registered with the Ghana Food and Drugs Authority. Therefore, they should not be commercially available on the Ghanaian market. However, the FDA advises the public who may be in possession of these drugs through other means to immediately stop using them. It goes on to say that anyone who has used these recalled products and is experiencing some signs and symptoms should contact a healthcare professional immediately. And also, the symptoms that you have to look out for includes yellow, green, or clear discharge from the eye. You may also experience pain or discomfort, redness, feeling something in the eye, increased sensitivity to light, and blurred visions as well. And so the FDA is assuring the public that it's taking all measures to ensure that only safe and use of medical products are on the market for Ghana.
A Deputy CEO of the FDA for Health and Product Technologies, Seth Senake, says even though they are unaware of the presence of this product on the Ghanaian market, they believe the alert will be of help to a lot of people in Ghana.
We have not given market authorization to these products in Ghana.
Okay.
You know, for every product to be used in Ghana, we call it registration, but in other jurisdictions, they call it market authorization. An applicant must apply for it, and we don't have that application here in Ghana, and therefore it hasn't got market authorization here in Ghana. Or in other words, say it has not been registered in Ghana. So far, there's no cause for alarm, but in case anybody has some that is using, we are saying that it should quickly put a stop to it. But we know that investigations are still ongoing in the US concerning this product. Once this has gone on, we have also alerted all our regional offices, especially also our port offices, so that they will be on high alert with respect to these high products. And we have a very elaborate pharmacovigilance system where we receive reports daily, the use of products on the Ghanaian market from hospitals, from clinics, from pharmacies, in terms of products that are causing problems that is suspected to have therapeutic failure or is suspected to cause untoward effects. So all those systems have been activated so that we are all on the lookout, and we wanted the public also to be aware of that so that they can also help us, because we are not everywhere, in case anybody has some of these products in their possession.
Now, the Golden Star Wasa Limited says it will cost the company around $30 million to operationalize the Benso operational site that was vandalized by illegal miners on the 16th of March this year. Now, the company has been counting its losses from the devastating attack and says it will take a lot to revive the site, which will also affect the company's contribution to the national economy. The company has subsequently shut down its operations at the Benso operational site in the Takwa Nsawam municipality of the Western region, which contribute 1/3 of the company's total production. Now, the shutdown is going to last for the next 3 months. Join us as Western regional correspondent in Afela Concern has more in this report.
On Thursday, 16th March 2023, illegal miners set on fire some properties belonging to Golden Star Wasa Mine at Benso in the Takwa Nsawam municipality of the Western region. The illegal miners set 12 vehicles, among other assets, ablaze, including excavators, ambulances, and pickups, forcing the staff of the company to run for their lives. About 4 minutes drive from the operational site, we were led to one of the pits of the mine where we were showed where the conventional mining takes place, as well as the illegal mining site, which is within the mining area. Zakaria Isa explains the mining giant has 500-meter buffer reserve as a requirement of the industry in that enclave. However, the illegal miners have encroached on the buffer zone as well as the mining pit area, actively engaged in illegal mining. He explains further what ensued on the 16th day of March 2023.
They are not only doing the galamsey around this area. All these areas are swampy areas, and they mine or they work up towards where our pit is. And closer you get to the pit, the risk it is. So the security came and talked to them on a brotherly way so that they understand and then evacuate during the bleed. So this is the action place, and it's forced within the 500 buffer, mandatory buffer for mining, active mining to take place. So this is the area we call the I zone, and this is the galamsey spot.
Paramount Queen Mother of Wasafiase, Nana Efuaba Kunajua II, has been speaking on behalf of traditional leaders.
Very bad. As I'm listening to me were TV do America, but me bought two in the machine. Extra cars are wash so excavator cry hen. No wash water tank, wash cars. Me bought tar, me trying to about all 30 cars are wash one. Now pick up a crow cry hen. Wa how crow pa. Into your best assembly, now one more boy ye, that one boy hen.
Group Corporate Affairs Manager of Golden Star Wassa Mine, Gerald Boache, in an interview said the recent attack by the illegal miners will reduce investors' confidence and their production.
There are investors here, I would say, even for local economy. Because we are here, there are people doing mobile money transfer, there are people opening chop bars. Those are small-scale investors, isn't it? So if the place is not safe, if they would stop operating, how much more that investor that is bringing in his hard-earned dollars? That should tell you straight away that it's going to reduce investor confidence. And the fact that nobody is saying anything about it, we're waiting at least for somebody of serious authority to condemn the situation, because then that emboldens the Galamsey.
In Athalia Kwanzaa, Joy News, Benso.
Now, the company says the cost of operationalizing the Benso site again will considerably affect its cost of operations. Here is the Group Corporate Affairs Manager, Gerald Boache, again.
Wish I could say that we intend to close it. We don't intend to keep it closed for a long time. Yeah, so circumstances surrounding recovering and restoring our operations is what is challenging and quite prevented. Initially, I think that security forces and security agencies have been able to conclude, and I hope that cleanup will start. But the point is, even restoring just the vehicles is time. We don't manufacture screens and engines in this country. We have to order them. We order them at the current cost. You know, that's very prohibitive, which we didn't budget for. We budgeted for maintenance and depreciation and all those things, but not this, okay? So that alone is prohibitive. That another cost to us is that we contribute to national plans, national statutory payments. That is going to be affected. And people that we've employed, people that we have trained will may have to be at home for as long as we're waiting to start these operations. So off the top of my head, physical costs, we're running into millions of dollars, close to 30, okay? And we haven't even recovered what we have already put in from last year. We haven't even recovered 50% of that, much more say, oh, we'll just put in back what we've recovered. No, it's set us back. And I mean, finally, we just have to wait and see all these plans that we've been making. There are other things that are really difficult to recover.
Now, residents of Weja and motorists who use the Accra Cape Coast Highway are angry at the seeming lack of action by city authorities to immediately stop the perennial flooding of the sections of the road. Now, anytime it rains, the highway which connects Accra, Cape Coast, and Takoradi and to neighboring Côte d'Ivoire becomes impassable, as it is covered with rainwater and sand washed down from the hills in the area. Residents and motorists spend many hours in traffic before getting to their destination. Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
Heavy rains on the 23rd May last year rendered about a kilometer of the Kaswa-Accra road completely unmotorable. Two articulated tracks were stuck in the silt dumped on the road. A driver of one of the trucks, Issa Halidu, said he was forced to spend the night in his car.
We tried to move, we couldn't. We couldn't move. That is why, but all the tanks and the tires, everything is sinking. Yeah. So we don't know how to do unless they help us. Okay. They come to our aid. Otherwise, we don't know what to do. Okay. Because I even get some shovel. You see what we are doing. Yeah. We tried, but
it's just some minutes after slight rainfall here in the Weja municipality. What you can see is rainwater gushing down from upstream from the hills here at Weja. It washes down silt onto the main road, reducing a 3-lane stretch to 1, sometimes 2. Many motorists are complaining about the situation. They want authorities to fix the perennial problem.
It rained for only 15 minutes on Wednesday, but some parts of the road is already flooded with a massive gridlock. I've met a resident, Kingsford Kojo Fusu. He's very angry about the situation.
Very bad. Very bad. And we are facing a lot of problems. Traffic. The traffic may see from and here is a crowd senior mamuka bimaye. You guys for say sound give you make them know say we do suffer for this road top. We do suffer some block factory 2 days here. Anytime it go rain, then to them go drop them water. Now if I so bro, we do suffer for year. It be bad. Every rainfall, even small drop, this road go full. I don't know. This road be government road. Make I ask you.
Yes,
it be government road where government know say this road there here. Yeah. Government people they pass here, then they use the road. Yeah. You know good.
Visibly angry motorists who couldn't step out of their cars to speak to us had something to say to city authorities. Anytime it rains, it gets flooded here. Please get them to fix it for us. A man seated in a commercial vehicle blurted out as the car moved through the flood water on the road. Emmanuel Fori is a taxi driver. He says anytime it rains, drivers are compelled to spend productive hours in traffic on the Weija-Atala stretch. He wants city authorities to fix the challenge.
It causes traffic. Yeah. Whenever it rains excessively, all the highland and the lowland at the top, it pushes the soil, so it causes soil erosion. So it makes our work so difficult. I want them to drill a hole, like a gutter, so that the water can flow. To me, you know, it delay my work. Whenever there's excessive traffic, the fuel is always consumed. Yeah, so it makes our work difficult. Yeah.
It's not only motorists who are affected by the flooded road. Some businesses here have lost thousands of Ghana cedis as a result of the situation. Nanama Boy is the manager at the Weija branch of Atala Limited.
It has destroyed some of our tile cement, our main cement, our slate, and a lot of our books sometimes when we're at the downstairs. So it has really destroyed our things. So I want the authorities should come and ask about how the situation will be solved, because I see that this issue is not about a one-person issue. It's a very tough, and I learned it's coming from the top. It rains today that it rains here. Yeah. It's just a little rain. It's like drizzling, not really rains, but it was, all this place was flooded.
A resident, Martin Luther King Agbeve, says a permanent solution is needed since the problem has become perennial.
The big gutter here, this is the big gutter, connected to the West Mall here, then descend to the main entrance, to the traffic lights. And then when it rains like this, the flood is very huge. We talked to the authorities. They said they will do something about it. We are waiting for them so many years. NDC come, nothing. MPP come, nothing.
Now, as we mark World Tuberculosis Day today, health authorities in the Techima municipality of the Bono East region have expressed worry about the increasing number of TB cases in the area, with the municipality accounting for 40% of the total cases in the region. Now, Regional TB and HIV Coordinator Charles Kwesi Jemfi says stakeholders in the sector have to increase awareness on the need to get tested and stay away from stigmatizing against TB patients. Anas Sabet has more in this report.
Tuberculosis is an infectious disease that kills millions across the globe every year. Even though tuberculosis is curable, it can live dormant and undetected for years, hence the need to spread awareness. As a result, the World Tuberculosis Day was created by the World Health Organization to help spread knowledge and awareness of this killer disease. As part of a series of activities to mark this day, the Bono East Regional Health Directorate, in collaboration with the Techima Holy Family Hospital, held various screening exercises to help increase awareness in the area. Charles Kwesi Jemfi is the Regional TB and HIV Coordinator.
As a region, we plan to observe this day by screening all the at-risk population, particularly those that are actually within our facilities, as in the hypertensives, the diabetics, and persons living with HIV. So we're actually looking at whether amongst these clients we are having those who are actually having the signs and symptoms, so that we can screen them and enroll them onto the treatment.
Charles Kwesi Jemfi, however, admonished persons who are at high risk of acquiring the disease to be watchful of engaging in various activities that leaves them prone to the disease.
Well, for TB, it's more of a lifestyle, yes. For instance, persons who are alcoholic, or persons who smoke, or persons who like drug addicts, the drug users. Yeah, they are more predisposed to having TB compared to the other group of persons.
Institutional TB coordinator at the Holy Family Hospital, Godfrey Amankwa, expressed worry at the increasing number of TB cases recorded across the facility and the municipality at large.
The TB cases in Techimine, as well as Holy Family Hospital, keeps on rising every year. Currently, as we are talking, we have 62 positive patients. That from 1st January 2023 up to 23rd March 2023. And as compared to last year by the same period, we were having 50 cases. So meaning this year, the cases are rising. And per what we are getting within the first quarter of the year, probably we might be heading to 300 plus by the end of the year. Meaning we need to uplift our game.
Now, Member of Parliament for Nabdam, Dr. Mark Kurt Nawane, says government must treat tuberculosis as a serious matter and find it the same way it does HIV and AIDS. Speaking on the occasion to mark Tuberculosis Day, Dr. Nawane criticized government for only releasing $7 million out of $18 million needed to fight the disease in Ghana.
In Ghana here, our problem has to do even with the diagnosis. And that is the TB machine that is used to diagnose TB, what is known as the Gen Expert. There are about 168 of such machines in this country, as against 261 districts, which means that there are about 93 districts that do not have the TB Expert machine. And that is affecting our ability to diagnose the disease. And so we are expecting that we should put in an effort to get these machines. And then what we call the digital X-ray. The digital X-ray, we have only about 73 in the whole country. And that simply is not enough. In the local program, we require about $18 million a year to be able to carry out the TB program. But even with donor support and with what the government can provide, the national TB program is able to get only $7 million. That is far below the $18 million that is required for the program. A high-level meeting be held by all stakeholders, that's government officials, non-state actors, civil societies, and businessmen, to discuss the issue of complementing the current financial model of TB in the country. We also require the government to create an emergency fund to support the call to end TB in Ghana. And we are asking His Excellency, if he can, he should treat TB the way he treats HIV/AIDS, because they go together, and bring TB also under the office of the presidency, like he has done for HIV, and let HIV AIDS and the TB program go together in terms of funding, so that we can have enough funding for tuberculosis as well, because people who have HIV, yes, about 1.67% usually also have tuberculosis.
Parliamentary correspondent Kweku Asante is joining us from Parliament. What's happening there? Kweku, grateful that you could join us. What more is happening in Parliament today?
The ministerial nominees of President Akufo-Addo will come up
you know, yesterday that vote was deferred to this morning. That was the expectation that it will be taken now. It hasn't been taken yet, but there's another decision, very important one that is currently being discussed, has to do with some Supreme Court justice nominees. So President Kufuor nominated 4 justices to the Supreme Court last year, and 2 of them had been approved. They've already taken their seats at the court. But 2 of them, Justice Ernest Yaogayewu and Justice George Kingsley Kumsin, are currently outstanding, and the 2 judges are facing some fierce opposition from the minority. On the score of Justice Ernest Yaogayewu, the minority say he was a member, he represented the NPP as parliamentary candidate in the Volta region, and is not qualified because of his partisanship to assume the high office of the Supreme Court. When it comes to Justice George Kingsley Kumsin, the minority are concerned about the role he played in that Ejura committee report. You know, that Ejura shooting that had Erastus Asaridonko at the center of the about the work Justice George Kingsley Kumsin did on that committee and have been opposing him. So these 2 are set to go to another secret vote because, as we heard, committee's report was by majority decision. So what will happen is that the minority have already been debating with Balas and Sweeney, who said that these 2 persons should not go to the Supreme Court. And so invariably, when the debate concludes and the minority have not shifted their stance, what will happen is that there will be a secret vote to confirm or reject these 2 nominees.
Interesting. So when do we anticipate the voting on the ministerial nominees will also happen?
We expect that right after this vote happens, that will also happen. And we've seen that the House is filled up with numbers on both sides. The members are coming in. Even persons who were absent yesterday are also coming in. Only this morning, the New Patriotic Party have also put out a statement, just like their colleagues in the NDC did a few days back, urging all their MPs to come to Parliament without fail and come and support some of these crucial businesses to go through. So right after this debate and vote on the Supreme Court nominees concludes, we expect that that motion having been concluded, the debate, the question will be put, and that ministerial nominees, 6 of them, will have their fate decided by Parliament.
Grateful. So that's our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante. We'll take a quick break here. We're back with more. Stay with us. Hello, good afternoon. Warm welcome to the business segment on Joy News today with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Now, in a bid to create jobs and empower the youth ride-hailing service, Yango has called on commercial drivers to ensure essential customer service delivery. According to the general manager for Yango, Tom Ofieneme, ensuring the right customer service could boost revenue. He has been speaking at a ceremony to mark International Taxi Driver Day. There is more in this report.
International Taxi Driver Day is a day set aside to celebrate commercial drivers around the world. To celebrate this day, ride-hailing service Yango Ghana awarded drivers with high customer service standards. In his address, General Manager for Yango Ghana, Tom Ofonime, called on drivers and partners to communicate well with clients and uphold high customer service ethics.
Now you have to understand that as a company, our partnership with all our partners in Ghana, we're focused on one thing: quality service. And that's been the motive behind everything we're doing. And if you check the way our drivers behave, you see that it's totally different.
Some of the drivers spoke to Joy Business.
Because Juma dia wo ye uji mu ye ni drivers be almost Yango.
Treating customers right could give you leads and recommendations for more trips. Hard work pays. Once you put in work, your efforts will be rewarded. I thank Yango for this gesture.
For my colleague out there, I want to advise them they should be more proactive, like they should look. Challenges will come, but I believe that we can make it. We can do something big out of it. It's possible.
International Taxi Driver Day is celebrated on the 22nd March across the world. Though the celebration is not widely publicized, Yango has led the charge by encouraging drivers to ensure proper customer relations to boost their operations.
Now, students of the University of Science and Technology, or Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, are participating in a technological advancement campaign aimed at increasing knowledge and skills in digital marketing. The program, put together by the Students' Representative Council, seeks to equip students with the basic knowledge in digital marketing. There is more.
The KNUST SRC, in collaboration with Global Rest, embarked on the digital marketing campaign to enlighten students on the advantages of technological skills in the 21st century. The training focused on improving engagement and accessibility through interactive and customizable learning on strategic digital marketing. President of the SRC, Frank Owusu, highlighted the significance of such initiatives.
On ensuring that we wouldn't only lead students in terms of advocacy, in terms of infrastructure and all, but then we want to build the capacities of students. So you realize that upon assuming office, there are quite a number of things we put in place. We launched the Entrepreneurship Endowment Fund to help support student entrepreneurs. And we also believe that there are some individual skills in the 21st century that students must have to know that will go a long way to ensure that they will be able to even get employment out of the program that they read in the university or aside the program that they read in the university. So this is part of the numerous programs, interventions and policies we are putting in place to equip students with soft skills that will go a long way to support them in the world of work. I've always said that there is no point in coming to school for 4 years or 6 years, finishing a degree, just to go home and be part of the Unemployed Graduate Association. So what the SRC is doing is to ensure that we provide avenues and opportunities through programs like this to equip students with skills that will help them in the 21st century in order for them not to be part of the Unemployed Graduate Association of Ghana.
General Secretary of the SRC, Comfortawua, says the digital platforms offer an opportunity for students to venture into entrepreneurship.
An outstanding degree holder in the world we have right now and the job market is not just about being a first-class student or a second-class student upper, but then I believe that when students should come to school and opportunities arise, like programs like this, to earn skills that would let them become outstanding. It's the best possible way in the job market we find ourselves in Ghana and in the world at large.
Guest speaker at the event, futurist Kwame Opoku, believes students can take advantage of digital marketing to make a living.
Well, I think that this is something that we better take serious. Young people need to take this serious. They need to start paying attention to what's happening. They need to go into value creation. They need to go into solving problems. And I know that we live specifically in Africa, because I travel the continent quite a bit and I interact with a lot of young people, that we might not have the most robust environment in terms of funding, access to tools and mentorship and stuff like that. So that tends to be a bit of a problem. But if we could get all interested parties, parents, educational institutions, financial institutions, to come together to understand that we have a crisis on our hands. And if young people are not equipped to be able to create value for themselves, then we're going to have a big problem. I'm sure you know the rate of unemployment. I'm sure you know how people are struggling to get in. So for me, it is necessary. It is needful, and we need to take it serious, otherwise we'll be in trouble.
For Joy News, Nana Bwache Dankwe Yadom reporting.
And that's it for business for now. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Darrell Kwa will be here at 1 p.m. with the marketplace. Sports in the meantime is next.
Welcome to Showbiz here on Joy News today. In our stories this afternoon, American actress and singer Cheryl Lee Ralph is in Ghana. The Abbott Elementary star told Lexis Bill exclusively why she is in the motherland and also dished out how she landed her famous look on the NAACP Awards.
So nice to have you in Ghana.
Thank you. It's good.
How's it been so far? Loving the sun?
So far, so great.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked, you know, having Jamaican heritage, how close it is to Jamaica. It's like being in Jamaica.
Right.
In so many ways, I'm like, oh my God. It's like I didn't leave the island.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's this trip for, though?
This trip was for rest and relaxation. And then anyway, I ended up being here with Lexis.
I know.
And it's just a little bit of work, but it's all right.
But I'm glad.
It's good work.
I am glad.
Thank
yes,
you.
we get to celebrate you today,
Thank you.
We're really excited about it. You actually had a bit of Ghana with you. I saw you on the NAACP Awards with that kente fabric.
Oh my God. First of all, I always say to people, the internet always wins.
Yes.
And there I was strolling through the internet, and somehow I saw this woman, beautiful woman, looked like she and I were from the same tribe.
Right.
And she had on this gorgeous gown, and I said, oh my God, I love this. Who's the designer? And it was on the Pistis page.
Pistis, yes,
and
absolutely.
I was like, okay, who are these people? And then I saw they were in Ghana.
Yes.
And then I was like, I DM'd them.
Okay.
I don't think they thought it was really me.
Like, is that Cheryl? Goodness.
I don't think, because I didn't get an immediate response.
Oh.
And I hit them up again. I said, no, it's really me, and I'd love the gown. And then I still didn't get it. And then I said to my friend who's living here, Michelle, I said, Michelle, can you help me find these people?
Right.
And she was right on it. She found them, and they didn't believe that it was really me. They thought it was somebody, you know, playing a game. And I said, listen, I know that this show is going to be nominated for an Image Award from the NAACP, and I want to have something that reflects true Africa, real Africa, royal Africa. And
it was spot on.
Oh my God.
I got to be honest, it was mind-blowing.
And you want to know what's fascinating about that?
Me.
We went all through picking the colors, all of that, picking the style of the gown. I never got to have a fitting with them for the gown.
You never did?
I never had a fitting with them for the gown. And I was on pins and needles because I didn't know if the gown would arrive. It took hours. I mean, it took like 1,000 hours to bead that kente, to get that kente woven, to get it, you know, constructed. And it was constructed on a boned corset, which is, you know, very unique and unusual. A lot of people around the world don't use boning as much, but it really helps with the structure and the foundation of the gown. And when I opened the suitcase and it arrived, I was like, oh my God. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
When I put it on.
Oh, even better.
It was like this, I felt like Cinderella or one of those girls you see in those stories where the gown just comes up and fits them. And then it was just like a...
Yeah. Look at you reliving it all over again.
Because it was so amazing.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful.
Imagine.
And when I went out the door and I hit that red carpet, people were like silent.
We're happy that she is back home to Ghana, and that'll be all for Showbiz here on Joy News today. There's more Showbiz news in our subsequent bulletins. Good afternoon to you, everyone.
But before we take a leave of you, tomorrow is Saturday, and the greatest current affairs news analysis show comes your way on Joy News from 9 to 12 midday. Now, Newsfile will be looking at topics including President Blight neutrality and independence of EC. That's a question they are asking. President sets police on Galamsey's in his office. That's a question that they will be asking. And also, President out of touch with true state of the nation. The host is Samson Ladia, and then it comes your way tomorrow, 25th of March 2023 at 9 a.m. to 12 midday. Do make a date, and that's all in the bulletin. There's more news on myjournal.com. My name is Samuel Kojo. Do have a great afternoon.